So let's start. So in the last class we were talking about messaging. As I told you people, it is one way of communication here between the applications. Okay. You see, we got a class here. Just a minute. Let them join. Okay. So in the last class, you see, we saw how to create this application, Spring Boot application. We have also gone through how to configure that RabbitMQ message broker in the configuration file, right? So today we'll be talking about. Okay, already we saw sending the message also. We are able to configure the queue here. So it's pretty simple and straightforward. This is how we can configure the queue. If you can just go through this bean. So this part of the code, basically we are configuring the queue, and the queue name is my queue. And to send messages to the queue, we use that template, Rabbit messaging template here. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So this template is part of your framework, which helps us to send the message. You see, I'm using this convert and send method. The first parameter is the queue name. So what is queue, by the way? In the last class we are talking about it. What is the queue? It's basically the destination where your messages are stored. Okay. Yes. Okay. So where is this destination configured? Actually, where is this destination? It is in the message broker. That's right. Yes. So first of all, you see, this way you'll pass the destination name, and then the second parameter is a message. It is of type string as of now. So are we supposed to always send string messages itself, or can we pass other types of messages also? You can pass any object as a message. Okay, you can pass any object as a message. We'll see that. Yes. Okay. Now the next thing is we need to run this method, or we need to call this method. So what I'll do is here in this main class we'll write the code. So when this application loads, I want that method to be invoked. When this application loads, I want that method to be invoked. Which method? The sample sender method. Send message. I want this method to be invoked. What to do? You see, this is where you can make use of this interface from the framework. Okay, yeah, it's taking some time. Now I got it. So we have an interface called as command line runner. You can just call this command line runner, part of your Spring Boot actually. In this interface, we got a run method. Okay, in this interface, we got a run method which you can override. This run method will execute as soon as your application loads. Once your Spring Boot application loads and starts, immediately this run method will be called. Okay, yes, that is how it works. Okay, now so let's ask the framework to inject this sample sender bean as a dependency here. Okay, uh, private sample sender. So this bean, I want the framework to inject it here. Just auto-wire it. And then you can call that method sample sender dot run. Sorry, sample sender dot send message. Say messaging through Spring Boot RabbitMQ. Okay, fine. I have a question for you people. My question is, can't we write this code directly in the main method? Why again we are adding the run method here? Because this property is non-static property. You cannot access with any static method, right? So this method, okay, is a very helpful method. As soon as your application loads, immediately this method will be called. And you can also access the static members, whatever you have in this class. Yes, fine. Sorry. Yeah. Now we got a application to send the messages to the queue, right? Now what's the next thing we need here? We need we need an application to read that message which is sent to the queue. We need an application to read the message, right? So actually we can use the same application, but I would like to use a different application so that you'll understand. So two different applications, how they can, you know, exchange messages. Okay. So this is receiver application. Let it build. It will take some time. Okay, this is done. Again, make sure that you got the status here. Yeah, you see, the starter has been added. AMQP. So repeatedly, I'm showing you people so that you'll remember. Okay, so this is the starter. Yes, AMQP. Okay, next. Okay, in this application, what are we supposed to do? This is a receiver application. Yes. What it needs, what do people think? I want this application to read the message which was sent by that other application. What we'll do here? Yes. How will you start? Yes.
Create a receiver class.
Uh, don't you need anything else here on the side? Actually, you need to configure MQ server. That's right. Very good. Yeah. Okay. You have to configure that RabbitMQ server, right? So first of all, this application needs the details from where to read the message, where is the where is the RabbitMQ server. Okay, you can just configure those details. All we need to do is just configure the details here. That's it. The rest of the things are taken care by the framework, so we don't have to worry about connection establishments. Okay, interacting with the that MQ server. So the complete complexity is hidden from us. Okay, you'll find that all that complete complexity is actually hidden from us. Yes, that is the advantage. Okay, so first thing, this is what we need to do. Next, okay, let's create a bean here, the receiver class. Just add it to a package called as receiver. Say message receiver bean. Just annotate it with components. Now the question is here, how the receiver will read that message, what it is supposed to do here. Okay, how the receiver will receive that message. Yes, that is the question. So what you'll do here is, so first thing, now this receiver, it's very simple. What it introduces, just you have to do this. You need to add a user-defined method itself. You can give any name to this method you wish. You won't think it will be so simple to read the message here from the queue. Just you need to understand the concepts. I'm defining a method here, you see, um, this way, which takes a parameter of type string. Just annotate this method with rabbit listener, and queues you have to specify the queue name. What is the queue? My queue. That's it. You know what? when the framework comes across this bean method, okay, when the framework comes across this bean method, so it understands that this method will be looking for the messages which are received on that queue. Which queue? My queue. So whenever a message is received on the queue, whenever a message is received on the queue, automatically this method will be called, and this method, you'll find that it will read that so this method will be called, and to this method you'll find that that message is passed. Yes, you'll find that to this method that message is also passed here. Yes, that is what happens. So whenever a message is received on the queue, so this method will be called process message method, and that message is passed on to this method. That's it. So now you can just use that message here according to your requirement. As of now, I'll just print that message what we got here. That's it. So basically, this is the receiver, right? Yes. And print a message this way. The received message. On the other side, I'll just add this statement. Message sent. Okay. Now we have both the applications ready. So have you people installed RabbitMQ on your machines? Did you people install RabbitMQ? So I gave you the download link from RabbitMQ, right? So make sure that you install RabbitMQ first of all. Okay. Yes, if you want to work with this messaging, first of all you should have that RabbitMQ server installed on your machine. Yes. Now once you're done installing it, so that server will be available to your applications. It is automatically started as a service. So now we got that server. So what you need to do is you can just you can run any application. I'll run this receiver application. So it will be just waiting for that messages. You see, running it as a Spring Boot application. You see, now this application is up and running. It did not stop. If you can check this, okay. So it did not terminate. So it will be listening for that message. Yes. Now here, let's run the sender application. I'll clear this console. You see, how will you know that this is the console for the receiver? You see, we have the name here, a message receiver app. It's not terminated. You see, the red button is higher. You can see the red color here. And if it is terminated, you'll say message. Okay. You'll see a message that it is terminated basically, but it is not yet terminated here. Yes. Now the next thing is here. I'll just run the sender application, which will send the message.
అదే బిస్కెట్ అయితే ఊరికే మధ్య డిస్కనెక్ట్ అవుతుంది.
Okay, you see, have you noticed it? Now this is which console? Message receiver console is able to receive that message. Okay, I hope you got it. Yes. Now let's open that sender console. You got this. You see, message sender. If you select it, you'll see this sender console here. Yes. This way, you see, the applications they can exchange messages. Actually, the applications will be able to exchange messages. So, if people got any questions, yes, let me know. Is it clear for you people, all of you? Let me know if you have any questions. That is what I said repeatedly. Yes, you can do that. Definitely. So, any object can be passed as a message. Just a second. Now I'll take this order class. So in here, I'm adding a package. I'm adding an order class here. Just a minute. Just a minute, please. Yeah, I'm sorry. So you can check this. You see, now this is user defined type order class, which takes order ID, product ID, order quantity, and all. So this is the same order class which I've used in our order processing. Here, it implements serializable interface. This is important. Make sure that your classes here, okay, which you use for the objects which we use, make sure that the class to which this objects belongs to, make that class implement serializable interface. So what is this serializable interface here? Yes. So basically, when I say it implements serializable interface, that means these objects are eligible for serialization. I can say that basically these objects are eligible for serialization. So serialization is a process of transforming an object to the format which can be easily sent across. These objects, okay, will be transformed into format so that they can be easily transmitted across the network or across the stream. I can say they can be easily transformed. Sorry, they can be easily transmitted across the stream or across the network. So that's the reason why we make this object serializable. Because when we talk about messaging, you see, as I told you people, it is communication between the applications. Uh, the applications can be distributed. They might be running on different machines, right? So your application it may need to send the message to to the message broker, which is on a remote machine. Yes, okay. What you'll do here. So in that case, you see that message has to be transmitted across the network if the message broker is on a remote machine. So for that, first of all, this object needs to be transformed into a format so that it can be easily transmitted across the network. So that process is serialization, and the objects needs to be eligible for serialization here. So how to make the objects eligible for serialization? By making the class implements serializable interface. By making the class implements serializable interface, we can make the objects of that class eligible for serialization. Okay, yes, that is the point here. So we don't have to write any additional code, just make this class implement serializable interface. That is how you'll make the objects eligible for the process of serialization so that that data can be transmitted across the network easily. Yes. Next, now I would like to send a message here. Let's say I'll configure a queue. I mean, every time we need not configure a queue, but here in this case, I would like to configure a queue for this, you know, for this orders. Let's say I'm creating a bean called as order bean. and I'll make this class a, a component, a Spring Bean, I can say in other words, and then we'll add a, first of all, I'll config, I want to, in order to send the message to this, to the message broker, what you need to do, what is needed, how will you send messages? You need a template for that. What is the template? Someone has joined. There is no lot of people. Someone is joined now. Please make sure that you mute your
నీకో
mic.
చెప్పిన
There is a lot of
మైజం
people.
చెప్పు చెప్పిన మీరే చేసిన
I can't see the name also. Someone has just joined. Please make sure that your mics are muted, all of you. Yes. Yeah. So what am I talking about here? Yeah. So how will you send the message to the broker? What is needed for that? You have support in the framework, as I told you people, right? So what do you need to send the message to the broker? Uh, Not queue. So we need something else. What is it? We have a template for sending messages to the queue. What is it? You people saw that. Come on, yeah. You forgot so quickly. Rapid messaging template, right? Messaging template. Rabbit messaging template. Don't forget. It is important. So let's ask the framework to provide this bean. Okay. Yes. Next, if you have already a queue configured, you don't have to configure it again. But in this case, we don't have a queue configured. I mean, I would like to use a separate queue for this order messages. Okay. Yes. So let's configure a queue. So how will you configure the queue here? You see, we got a queue class, which is a predefined class. We need to instantiate that class and give a name to it. We need to also give a name to it here. Yes. It's a order queue. I'll call it as order queue. Written that queue instance here. That's it. So the framework will configure the queue. Sorry, we have to configure the name by passing it to the constructor. We don't have to give any name to the screen. Okay. Yes. Just do this. Instantiate it. Okay. Okay. Next, let's send a message in place order. Let's say that order object will take it as input here. Okay. Then how will you send the message? In the message template, we saw a message. What method? What is it? Can you people tell me? Yes, that's right. Very good. Convert and send. You can just pass that message, that object. That object is a message here now. Got it? You can pass any type of object. Make sure that it is serializable. That is the point which you need to remember. Okay? Yes. So we are done sending this message to queue. What's next? Okay. I'll just add a message. See, oh, order placed. See, this application demonstrates how two different applications can exchange data, okay, which can be related to business information or whatever it is, you see. Now we got order details, which are sent to the other application here. Okay, yes. Now we are all set with this one. Now you go to the other application. What are we supposed to do here? Can you people tell me? The receiver application. Yes. Yes. What do you need on the receiver side? Think about it. So actually, on the receiver side also, first of all, you need that order class, right? So these two applications now, they should have that understanding of that message format, right? Yes, these two applications. What is the common thing between these two applications? That message format itself. What is it now? Order object, order class, right? So just make sure that you have this order class in the same package on the other side also. That is most important thing. So I'll copy that order class and I'll add it to this package here. .vo, and then here you can paste that order class. Now on the receiver side also we have it. Okay. Yes. That is a common format, right? The messaging format. That is the only thing common between these two applications now. And also the destination, right? Yes. What's next? Can you people tell me? What is the next thing you have to do here? Actually, now we need to, in order to read that message, all you need to do is just define a method. You can make it a listener here. Okay. Yes. See, I will add a class, a bean class. Then call it as a order processor. We'll make it a bean. Sorry. We'll make it a component. So next we'll define a method here. Process order. You can take that order object as input. Okay, the framework will pass that order. Once it is received by the destination queue, that order will be passed on here. That message, order is the message here, right? Okay, what else we need to do here? Can you people tell me? Yeah. uh, not parsing. We need something here on this method. What is it? You have to make this method a listener to read that messages. You have to make this method the listener to read the messages. So how will you do that? You know, you need to just annotate it with rapid listener queues equal to what is the queue name, order queue. So what happens when we do this? You see, the framework will make sure that whenever a message is received on that queue, order queue, it will make sure that it will pass that message to this bean by calling that order process order method. It will provide that message here by calling this. It will supply that message to this bean by calling this process order method. So here you can write your code to process that order, whatever it is. That means you can think of the sender application as the customer who's sending the message, who's placing the orders. And you see, the receiver here is a company who's taking that orders, will process them accordingly. Yes. So I mean, these two applications may belong to two different companies. Okay, you'll find that here. These two applications they may belong to two different companies here. Yes, they'll be exchanging messages. Okay. Now what I'll do is here, first of all, I'll read that message. Let me just print those details here. That is what I'll do first of all. Yeah. Order dot with order ID quantity. Okay. You can just stop this application. Or else- shall run this. Okay. First of all, I need to make sure that here you see in the receiver app. Okay. Now we don't have to make any changes. Automatically, you see when this application loads, you got this bean, right? Order processor bean. So it will be registered as a listener with that queue. And you got another one also, message receiver bean. Even this bean will be registered as a listener with that queue. We have two different queues here configured on that message broker now, right? We have two different queues configured as a message broker. Yes. And each bean which you got here, it will be consuming the messages from those queues. Separate beans, their separate queues are there. They'll be working accordingly. Yes. Next, Especially on the sender side, we need to make some changes. What do you think? What are we supposed to do here on the sender side? What are the changes we need to do? Yes, yes. We need to call that method order main to change this details, right? You have to call this place order method in order to send the message to that queue. You see, in this place order method, we got the message for the this method is sending that message to the queue, right? It is sending the message to the queue here. Yes. Okay. So basically here we have to make sure that we call this method and also pass the order object also. That is also important. Yes, let's do that. So previously, you see, here in the run method, we are calling that send message sample sender method. Now this time we'll create an order object here. Now we got the order object. Now we need that bean also, order bean, as the framework to supply that order bean reference here. Order bean, auto wide. Now we got that order bean also, order bean dot place order. Okay, pass that order object. That's it. You see, this is what you need to do. Yes, I hope you got this. Now let's try to run this code. So first, okay, you can run any application. I'll run the receiver so that it will be listening for that messages. When I run that application, you have two beans which will be configured. They'll be listening for messages from two different queues, right? Yeah. Oops, we got some error. Let check once. Oh, sorry. So first, make sure that it says that queue doesn't exist. So actually, previously, why it worked because already I had that queue, the previous name which we gave already it was existing, but this one is not existing. So what to do? It says that queue is not existing. Which queue? The order queue. So what to do now? You have to first run this sender application. Okay, to make sure that that queue is configured. Yes. Okay. Now you can check this. What happened? Just a second. Default destination configured. Oh, I'm sorry, my mistake. Here, you see, we are just sending the message, right? But the thing is, the message should be sent to which destination? We didn't configure any destination details, we need the destination details, right? Yeah. Okay. So you have to pass the destination name. So what is the destination name? My queue. Sorry, order queue. Okay, now we have it here. You see, sending that message to the order queue. So let's run this code. Okay, now you see you got that order placed. Let's do one thing. Here, let's read that message. How to read that message, you know that. You got the receiver. I'll run the receiver. When I run the receiver, what happens? You see, as I told you, this bean method will be registered as a listener for the order queue. And you see, we have already a message which is stored. How long the message will be stored in that queue? How long the message will be stored in that queue? What do you people think? Till it is consumed. Okay, till it is consumed by the receiver. Yes. So now I'll run this code, uh, the receiver application here. You see, queue declaration failed. So we got this order queue right. Okay. It worked fine previously, right? Let's test it again. Just a second. There's no issue here this time. I'll do one thing. Yeah, actually what I did is I'll just deregister this bean, the first bean which you got here. I'll deregister it. Just don't want to use it. It should not be a problem. Yeah, let's run this code once. Because it's a listener, we have that issue. Still we have the same problem. Failed to declare queue. Order queue. Just wait. The sender is able to receive to send that message without any issues. Order queue, okay. On the sender side, you see, we got this message without any issues. Okay, says order placed. Uh, Let me check this property first. Private listener. Let me just search for this error. Let's see what is the problem here. Says it's because of missing queue. From sender side, there is no problem. Receiving the message, we have an issue. I didn't find any answer here. This is very old story. 2012. Uh, no fruitful results. I'll do one thing. I'll just work on it and let you know. So what is the problem here? So we are able to send the message, but the problem is on the receiver side. We got this queue configured to read that message. But if that queue is not existing, then the sender will not be able to send the message, right? So sender is able to successfully send the message. On the sender side, there is no problem. If you can check this, the message is sent. Otherwise, the sender won't be able to send the message. That is the first thing. Order placed. You see, stopping the sender. Now let's call the receiver here. Let's see. Still, we got the same problem. It says failed to declare order queue. Okay, I'll fix this issue and I'll let you know. Um, okay, I'll let you know what is the problem. Now the next thing is here, there are a few miscellaneous things which you'll see in the microservices itself, like security and all. So we have few things we'll try to directly you work with microservices itself. One of the concepts is security. So in Spring Boot, I'm leaving security here. I'll try to explain and show you people how to work with security in microservices. Security will use OAuth 2 for that purpose. Okay, I'll explain how to work with OAuth 2. Yes, that is commonly used and widely used security. So I'll stop it here. Let's do one thing. We'll meet tomorrow. And from tomorrow, I'm going to start with microservices straight away. And we'll see how to first I'll teach you people the concepts of microservices, and then we'll start implementing microservices. For that, I'll be using Spring Cloud, Spring Boot, Cloud platform is there, and basically it helps us to develop Spring ready, cloud ready applications. And we can develop this microservices. We'll see. We'll come across a lot of new tools here. Will be very interesting actually. It's altogether a different way of developing applications. As I told you, people, enterprise application development will be done altogether in a different way. That is what we'll see. Okay, I'll stop it here. Thank you all. Bye bye.